Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dan Patch Stadium at Prior Lake High School for CTM's coverage of the Class 6A football tournament. It's the first round as the number 2 seeded Lakers host the number 7 seed Coon Rapids Cardinals. Joe Yund along with Jeremy Smith up in the booth for tonight's game. A huge challenge in front of the Cardinals. A team with a very difficult schedule has put up pretty good results.
Yeah, the only couple losses they have are to top-ranked teams in the state.
And for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, they have to be able to score. They've proven that they can over the past couple of weeks, putting up over 115 points in their last 2 games. This will be a little bit different animal for them as far as the defense they're facing than the last 2 weeks. But they need to get their star going. Kaijon Cummings-Coleman has to have a big night.
And he can have a big night anywhere on the field. He's an electric player. We see Casey squared all over the place, and he doesn't mind being a decoy. He's a team guy. He just wants to get that win. So we'll see how they use him tonight.
On the flip side, a team that really may give the Cardinals some troubles. They've had trouble stopping the run throughout the season. It's gotten better over the last couple of weeks, but this is a high-powered rushing offense with 6 guys that have over 5 yards per carry. They're led, though, by number 34, Grayson Spronk. He has over 650 yards in the season and 11 touchdowns.
11 of their 26 touchdowns that came on the ground came from him, but that means there's another 15 from the rest of that running core. That's where Coon Rapids has struggled a little bit on defense against the run, so tonight it's going to be a challenge for those linebackers and a chance to step up.
And they have to do it or the season is over. It's win or the season is done. The playoffs start next on CTN. All right, Howie, take a look. Our opponents are on this side, and the Cardinals are over here. Where's the line of scrimmage?
Right here.
Good. So obviously the Cards want to get the ball downfield anywhere over here, and the other guys are pushing back this way over here. So one strategy would take...
Hey, Joe!
What?
Tic-tac-toe, I win!
Impressive. The Lakers fans in their Halloween best the Friday before All Hallows Eve, here to support their heavily favored Lakers. On the flip side, Saturdays are for one flock. A small Cardinal nation making the trip south for tonight's event. And there is Kaijon Cummings-Coleman at the back looking for a return.
Number 10, Down and number 2, Kaijon Cummings-Coleman.
But this kid, Logan Lair,
he's got a leg, Joe.
He's got a big leg. We were watching him just before they went back to the locker room and at the end of warm-ups, kicking 50-yard field goals. So really 2 teams that have a kicker that could be a weapon in the contest. We've talked about it all season long, how Johnny Bootleg Petru has kicked many in for touchbacks. This one is going to be returnable. Ullman in front of Cummings-Coleman, looking for room on the right side, gets tackled out near the 18-yard line.
Number 10, Ullman on the return for the Cardinals.
Rather than putting that one through the back of the end zone, they elected to give it to the Cardinals for a return there. Decent field position to start, just inside the 20.
And a little surprising to see Ullman take that one essentially out of the hands of Cummings-Coleman, who can be incredibly dangerous on the return. Had a 96-yard kick return early in the season.
We'll see how Coon Rapids chooses to start things off here.
Maddock out of the shotgun on 1st and 10 from their own 19. Looking long for Cummings. Coleman goes up and gets it in Laker territory at the 47-yard line.
We talked about it before the game, Joe. Electric players make electric plays, and that's a huge chunk of yards right off the bat.
Maddock just put this one in the air and let his receiver go up and get it. Ball placed down at the Prior Lake 46. Gain of 35.
Nice way to start things off.
2 receivers either side for Maddock again on 1st down. Cummings Coleman, the man in motion from right to left. He'll step back, handoff goes to Fearing. Big hole, makes one more man miss and gets the 1st down to the 35-yard line.
2 plays, 2 first downs. That's a great way to start off, Joe.
Well, and Coon Rapids has been very good on opening drives throughout the season. Against both Elk River and Andover, I'm pretty sure they scored on the opening drive, had an early lead. Unfortunately, not able to stop either of those high-powered offenses and losing lopsidedly to both. Maddock with time, now rolls to his right, pointing, directing traffic, waits, now throws, looking for Cummings Coleman. He was well defended on the play by Jake Fear.
Good job by Fear to get out of the pocket there. I'm sorry, by the Cardinals. Maddock to get out of the pocket there. Not take a sack behind the line, try to make a play downfield.
And nearly got it in there, but Fear with great coverage on the speedy Cardinal receiver, able to reach in and break it up at the last moment. Two receivers on the right, a tight end and a receiver on the left. Fearing in the backfield. Maddock will look to the sidelines. Oh, they do not have a tight end in the flanker position. On the right side is Smith. They go with the quarterback option, and it's kept by Maddock. He lunges forward to the 31, a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 6.
And he gets to that point where he has to make the decision to keep it or toss it. That little stutter step froze the defense, and we'll see on the replay again here. Just enough to hit that hole and get positive yardage. Set up a manageable 3rd down.
Might be a little closer to 7 yards, but most likely 4-down territory early in this contest. Maddock with 3 receivers on the left side this time. Cummings Coleman alone on the right. Lakers show blitz in the middle and now back off as Maddock looks to the sidelines, and they make some final adjustments pre-snap. Here comes the pressure in the middle. The throw complete to Smith. He's got a 1st down to the 21.
Nice grab there by Jackson Smith. Maddock puts the ball right on his hands. Move the chains and keep this drive going.
Result of the play is a Cardinals first
So
down.
many different possibilities. They knew the pressure was coming in the middle. That middle linebacker blitz opens up the hole. Jackson Smith gets in there, and easy catch for another 1st down.
And we've seen the Cardinals spread the ball around earlier in the season. Keeps the defense guessing.
Cummings Coleman on the shift on the right side. Maddock looking back to his left. Pressured, throws long to the end zone and nearly intercepted. As that one was kind of thrown out of desperation. Josh Marcinovich had the best opportunity on it, and now we've got a Cardinal down on the field.
Yeah, Marcinovich couldn't quite reel that one in.
Brings up 2nd down for the Cardinals.
Let's take another look at that there.
You can see no chance for Lofton Ogroski to come back and make any play on the ball, as Marcinkovic nearly had it, but it went right between his hands.
Well, and as he was running the route down the sideline there, the defender got him to step out of bounds as well, so had to reestablish himself before he could try to make a play on the ball anyway.
The injured Cardinal able to get up and walk to the sidelines under his own power, and that's always a good sign. Cardinals now with 2nd and 10 from the 21.
And as we've seen throughout the season, a little more pass heavy than run heavy, but it's still early in the game, Joe. We'll see how they continue this drive.
Well, now Cummings Coleman lined up as the deep back. He'll sprint to his right, quick pass to him behind the line of scrimmage, and that's a fumble. He scoops it back up. He's got the whole defense to one side. No chance they're going to catch him. Cummings Coleman to the end zone. Coon Rapids touchdown.
And what a play on a broken play.
Touchdown, Cardinals.
There's that electricity, and you can hear it from the visitor stands, the student section going nuts over there.
Well, the whole defense, when this ball hit the ground, Cummings Coleman, I don't know if at first he thought maybe it was just incomplete, but he scoops it up and he sees that whole defense pursuing to that side, gets a couple of blockers, makes one man miss, and he was not to be denied the end zone, putting Coon Rapids on the board and in the lead less than 3 minutes into the contest. The kick for Petru is up and through. It's a 7-0 ball game.
And that's why you take the ball on the opening drive of a playoff game, Joe. Go down, set that tempo, get that momentum on your side. Coon Rapids defense is going to have a chance here to come out.
Well, and that is the challenge, is
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game
stopping this Prior Lake offense.
And can be found on Lakers Live.
They average as a team 240 yards per game, and again, 26 rushing touchdowns on the season from, I think, 7 or 8 different guys. They only have 2 passing touchdowns on the season.
Back heat for the Lakers, number 4.
So I'm sure Coon Rapids scouting report definitely showed how run-heavy the Lakers offense is. And that's where they're going to put their effort tonight, scheming against that run-heavy offense. Speaking of kickers with a leg, Joe.
Johnny Bootleg is definitely dangerous, and I don't know what his touchback percentage is on kickoffs, but it's relatively high. Jake Fear and Joey Kraus are the deep backs for Prior Lake. Cardinals also have done well on onside attempts, but the Lakers were ready for it. And just like a center fielder, Drew Hammerstrom lets that one come to him, and the Lakers are going to start with excellent field position.
We got a flag on the field. Our officials talking it over there.
They had 2 back-to-back in the first quarter against Elk River. Similar situation. They scored a touchdown.
Personal foul on the kicking team.
Number 6, unnecessary roughness. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Logan Stockhausen called for the personal foul, and that's just not smart.
Calling it on number 6 here on the tackle. He comes in.
Say led with his head. Led with his head and made head-to-head contact. So they will start from the Coon Rapids 44-yard line. Spronk in the backfield with quarterback Luke Crosby out of the shotgun. 2 receivers split out wide to the right. Handoff goes to Spronk. Nice hole in the middle, and he lunges forward for a gain of 9.
Spronk, the ball carrier, taken down by number 3.
Spronk a little nicked up, so did not play last week against Park. The team did not need them. They won in blowout fashion, their largest offensive output of the season, putting up 57 against the Wolfpack.
And just like we talked about, that's what we're going to see from Prior Lake. And that's what the Coon Rapids defense is going to see, is those runs right up the middle, right around the edges.
Double shift to the right side, sent a man in motion that way as well. He gets the carry, that's Kraus. He gets around the corner as a first down as he's tackled at the 25-yard line.
For the Lakers,
got some flags on the play there as well.
We have a flag on the field.
Looks like it's downfield from the line of scrimmage, about 5 yards, but if it's a hold there, it'll put him back at second and longer.
On the
and
offense,
that's exactly
number 34, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Matt Olson.
Replay second down.
So we'll see the hold here on the side there.
So it'll be second and it's about 6 or 7, depending on where exactly they place it. Looks like at the 41. So 2nd and 6 from there, or 2nd and 7, excuse me.
Well, Coon Rapids defense knows what they're going to see. Just got to shed those blockers and get back to make the tackle.
A lot of movement pre-snap. Handoff goes right up the middle, and Kraus gets another big gain. He's going to have a first down to the 20-yard line. I'm sorry, that's Levi Eider on the carry. And he has the first down. So 3 run plays, 3 different ball carriers.
Well, you talked about it pregame, Joe. They got a lot of guys who can run the ball, a lot of guys who can find that end zone.
Well, that's almost the exact same spot that Kraus was stopped on the previous play before the penalty.
Shot of the crowd there in their Halloween costumes, pre-Halloween by a couple of days.
So Eider remains in the backfield. Send Kraus in motion, handoff to Eider, gets across the line and spins down for a gain of about 4.
Number 29, Eider, the ball carrier. Taken down by number 79, Darius Oates. Brings up 2nd down for the Lakers.
He'll come off the field here.
2nd and 6.
Yeah, no shortage of capable running backs on the Lakers side. A lot of pre-snap motion again.
They put Spronk in the backfield. Play action. The pass is complete, and they're going to have a 1st and goal on the catch by Trace Bowman.
Trace Bowman. Number 6, Logan Stockhausen.
Good throw in there. Good coverage on the receiver. Just the throw was in the right spot for him to pull it in. Crosby fired that one right down through the middle. That's a 1st and goal opportunity here for the Lakers.
From the 5. Handoff off the right side. Touchdown for McGillivray. His first touch, he's in the end zone.
And you see him just bounce right around that outside right edge, ducked behind his blockers, and had a pretty leisurely jaunt into the end zone there to put 6 on the board for the Lakers.
And now just an extra point away from a tie ball game, not quite midway through this first quarter. Kick by Lair is up and through, and we are tied at 7.
Well, anybody thinking it was going to be a low-scoring game might be in for disappointment tonight, Joe. Both offenses on their opening drives march down the field and punch it in. We'll get another look at that touchdown from the Lakers here. Just a simple handoff, good blocking, bounce off the right-hand side, walks in, tosses a little somersault flare on the end of his run there.
2 opening drives for scores. The Lakers, of course, benefited from a short field starting at the Coon Rapids 44-yard line, but just 1 3rd down between the 2 teams. Coon Rapids had a 3rd and 6.
Number 2, Logan Lair.
But no 3rd downs on the drive for Prior Lake.
We'll get a look at head coach Matt Gegenheimer there, talking to his staff and his offense doing their job. First time out on the field. The home crowd is definitely into this one, Joe.
Well, and a beautiful night for football. It could not really be much better in Minnesota in late October for Friday night football.
Get a look at that scoring drive stat there, courtesy of the best stat man in the business, Harlan.
Yeah, not going to let this one have a chance of being returned as Lair kicks it into the end zone. Coon Rapids will start from its own 20-yard line.
And on the flip side of the field, we got the Coon Rapids head coach, Nick Russlin, talking to his QB there before he sends him out on the field.
Well, and he was a first-year head coach when the Cardinals went to the state tournament in 2019. That was in Class 5A. A little tougher road to hoe now that they play in the 6A tournament. Looking long for Kaijan again. Tried to come back to the ball and was not able to bring it in. He got there, but Jake Fear again with great coverage on the Cardinals' star receiver.
As we get another look at it here, KC Squared might have played a little corner there and knocked it out of his hands at the end of the play.
Well, and he's got double coverage. He's behind the safety, but that pass just 3 feet to the left, and he might be off to the races again. 2nd and 10 for Coon Rapids. They have 3 on the right side. The man in motion is Cummings Coleman. Swings behind the play, gets the pitch, running to the right side, looking to get behind his blockers. Spun down, ball came out, but ref immediately says he was down by contact at the 23. Still, it'll be 3rd and long.
Another situation there where there's a defender behind the line. KC Squared made some positive yardage out of it. Didn't quite reverse field on the botch there to take it in, but positive yardage when you got a defender in the backfield is always a good thing.
Third and a long, 6, short 7. Ball just inside the 24. They go with the screen pass and a little reverse to Fearing, and the Lakers stay home, and they stop that one for a loss.
Might have gotten a little too tricky for their own good there, trying the swing pass, hook and ladder play. Lakers defense staying there.
Taken down by number 23, Joey Kraus. Brings up 4th down.
Well, just a good heads-up play, staying at home and not letting Fearing get to the edge.
And that plays really
Petru out to punt from
really
deep in his own end.
On your blocking as well, if you're blocking inside or outside there.
Petru's punt, a line drive, will bounce just into Laker territory, and Kraus will just back away from him. I'm sorry, that's not Kraus, that's Donald Arvidsson.
Nice Coon Rapids roll on the end. Looks like it's about
it was Kraus. I was right the first time.
The 36. You can still trust your eyes, Joe.
Patrick Pitt down by number 13, Mark Manders.
So Coon Rapids, after an impressive opening drive, go 3 and out. And now again give this offense great field position, starting from their own 36-yard line this time. Kraus, the man in motion. Handoff goes to Sprock, lowers his shoulder and barrels forward across the 40. Gain of 4.
And I think all 4 of those yards were after contact.
44, Eric Enda.
Gets a nice back angle here. He's met by defenders right as he hits the hole, and he just drags a couple guys with him as he goes forward.
Handoff goes to Sprock, straight ahead. Hit, and again able to force his way forward for a couple of extra yards after contact. Still, it'll be 3rd and about 2 or 3.
Brings up 3rd down for the Lakers.
And we see Eider come back in at the running back position.
First 3rd down of the ball game for Prior Lake, but it's 3rd and 2. Kraus, the man in motion, wings out wide right, and now Crosby will look to the sidelines before getting back under center. Cardinals showing a lot of pressure in the middle, and they're going to stop him short.
Number 29, Eider, the ball carrier.
As Eider was
Number 4, Hunter Allen,
hit immediately, it's going to be 4th and 1.
We'll get another look at it here. Hunter Allen coming in from the side. making a nice grab to wrap up his ankles. And Lakers are going for it here on 4th and short.
4th and 1 from their own 45-yard line. Everybody into the middle, and flags fly. This is going to move them backwards. And I think Sprock would have been able to get the first down, as they just packed the whole line in, brought everybody in, and gave it to their big back up the middle.
Prior to the snap, offsides on the defense, number 79.
Calling it defensive offsides here, so that's going to be a first down by penalty.
Offsides on the Cardinals.
Get another look here.
Guys lined up in the neutral zone, and that'll hurt you every time on 4th and short. So it'll give them a fresh set of downs from the Coon Rapids side of midfield. Ball at the 49-yard line. Handoff goes to Kraus running around the right side. Stiff arm, but dragged down out of bounds by Logan Ness. But he got enough. Another first down.
They just keep moving the chains. See that sweep to the right with the lead blocker out in front of him.
There you see him dragged out of bounds right at the sticks. 10-yard carry, 1st and 10 from the 39 now of Coon Rapids. Swing pass goes to Eider on the left side, stumbled a bit, spins off a tackle, hit again, and spun down after a gain of about 7.
Forced out of bounds by number 4, Hunter Allen for the Cardinals.
The Lakers are just putting positive yards on every single play here. The Cardinals defense needs to start making that contact earlier. They did have one nice tackle earlier on a play, but the drive continues here with plays like this. Keep moving that ball.
Hand off to Spronk up the middle, tries to spin away, but too many white jerseys. He's forced backwards and may lose a little. It'll bring up another 3rd down.
And that was a great stop by the defense, getting in there, wrapping up, not allowing him to fall forward for that positive 3-4 yards. We'll get another look here. That hole just closed up right away. I think that was Jacoby Peterson who got in there for the initial contact.
3rd and 4. Kraus goes in motion. Handoff goes up the middle to Spronk. Shifts to his left and leans forward. He's going to be just short, but it'll be 4th and 1 again.
I think they're going to spot him right on the 30-yard line there. So, yeah, just shy of a yard.
They went for it on their side of midfield, so no question they'll go for 4th and 1 from the 30-yard line.
No question, Joe.
Again, they bring everybody in. Pitch goes to Spronk on the left side, gets a block, a first down, as he's tripped up out of bounds just shy of the 25.
And you can see Spronk looking to cut back inside there and keep it in bounds, but the Cardinals defense didn't give him a lane to cut back in there and continue it. Drove him out of bounds. It looks like we do have a penalty on the play.
There's no flag for illegal formation on the play. Result
now
will be a first
waved
down.
off. Initially called for illegal formation, but the flag waved off, so a first down at the Coon Rapids 27.
And with all those pre-snap shifts that they do, that's definitely something they have to be aware of.
I'm guessing they practice it a little.
They do. Well, if you watch closely, a lot of their motion is the same on every play.
Eider, the man in the backfield with Crosby. He'll get the carry right up the middle.
Number 29.
And he dives forward for a gain of about 5.
That Prior Lake offense just keeps churning the ball forward. If you average 3-4 yards every single play,
you're going to have a good night.
Have a pretty good night. But as we said, they've got, 8 different backs? 6 backs averaging over 5 yards a carry. That's a tough machine to stop.
For the season. That's impressive. And again, they average as a team 240 yards of rushing per game. Handoff goes to Krause again, trying to get around the right side. Flag over there. This one's going to come back. He would have the distance for the first down inside the 15, but based on where the flag was, I would assume a hold on the edge.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 men in the backfield. 5 yards from the previous spot. Replay second down.
I think we had 2 men in motion in the backfield there.
Illegal procedure either way will move them backwards. So it'll be 2nd and 10 back at the original line of scrimmage, the 27.
Crosby looking for the call there. About 30 seconds left here before we flip the field.
Crosby drops back, has a man wide open, incomplete. It went right through the hands of Nate Bodine. He was wide open.
And you can tell Bodine frustrated with that one. If he had it again, I think he hauls that in. Gets the separation, as you see. Crosby puts the ball right out, and he's got an easy
right there. He's
3
got
yards
3
on his
steps
defenders.
on Tabla and just can't reel it in.
That's another 3rd down opportunity here for the Coon Rapids defense to step up.
Well, and so far, Prior Lake, who did not have any 3rd downs on their opening drive, have been 0 for 2. And they go for a reverse, and it did not go well as there was a fumble on the transfer from Spronk to Krause. Krause able to fall on it, but it'll be 4th and long, and we'll see what they do when the second play starts. Lakers and Cardinals tied at 7. You're watching CTN coverage of the Class 6A football tournament.
Please put 1 second.
Timeout with 1 second left. So we're actually not at the start of the second quarter. There was a timeout by Prior Lake with 1 second left in the first quarter, and they're going to line up to attempt a 46-yard field goal. And we saw him before the game. Logan Lair definitely has the leg to get it through from this distance. And this one is going to be good from 36, or from 46 rather, and give Prior Lake the 10-7 lead. And now it is the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break, and the Cardinals will get the ball back to start the second after this on CTN.
Did you know that a player will jump an average of 300 times per game of volleyball?
Wow. And I think jumping up to go to the fridge is hard.
The fastest volleyball serve was over 83 miles per hour.
Yikes. If that serve were coming at me, they could have the point. I like my hands. They're dainty.
Huh?
Fans a little extra to cheer for the Lakers just before the half.
Quarter.
Thank you for keeping me involved in this game. A 46-yard field goal for Logan Lair has his team in front 10-7 in this first round of the Class 6A football tournament.
Well, good on Coon Rapids to just hold them to 3 there after that drive looked like it was going toward the end zone.
They're going to try the onside. Jackson Smith is waiting for it at the 32, and he gets out to the 36. So Coon Rapids will start with good field position.
It's a well-worn part of the field, as this is basically where Prior Lake started their last 2 drives, going the other way.
Coon Rapids, after an impressive opening drive, forced to go 3 and out the last time they had the ball, this time starting from their own 36. Maddock out of the shotgun, has 3 receivers on the right side. Fakes the give, will keep it, and then in trouble in the backfield and dropped for a 3-yard loss.
It looked like as he came around the corner there, he was thinking about maybe trying to throw it, but wisely covered up that ball. Lived to see another play rather than doing something reckless.
Yeah, that Prior Lake not fooled. Bruce Suckup right there and forcing Maddock to suck it up and take the loss.
4 defenders in the backfield. It's hard to get away from that.
2nd and 13 from their own 33-yard line. Cardinals trailing 10-7 early in the second quarter. Maddox's pass is complete to Cummings Coleman. He's hit and spun to the ground immediately. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Good on Casey Squared there to pull that in. Again, defenders all around him as he pulls the catch in. We'll see it again on the play. Defense is right there, no chance for any rack. And a 3rd down, important 3rd down for the Cardinals here.
C squared, definitely a weapon the Lakers were prepared for. But as they showed, especially against Cambridge, the other guys can definitely catch the ball as well. Maddock throwing long for C squared. He's behind the defense, makes the catch, and gone again. That's a 62-yard touchdown to put Coon Rapids back in front.
Speed kills, Joe. If you can get behind the defense and your quarterback can get it to you, you're going to score every time.
Well, and just as I had mentioned that the Lakers were aware and ready for number 2, apparently they didn't have a safety over the top on Cummings Coleman, and that's what happens when you don't respect that speed. And the Cardinals strike very quickly.
Flag on the play.
You got a flag on the extra point here. I'm sorry, the PAT.
Prior to the snap, false start.
So a false start, Coon Rapids will have to back up 5 yards.
Replay the try.
I mean, you don't want to back it up just to show that you too can hit a 46-yard field goal.
Maybe this turns into a kicker's duel.
But you've got 2 guys who can do it. Johnny Bootleg Petru has been pretty good all season long, and movement by the Lakers may have made Coon Rapids jump again.
So now we got the defense with their pre-snap shifts causing some problems.
Well, as long as it doesn't take place in the neutral zone, the pressure's on the offense to hold their position until the ball is snapped. They're discussing this for quite a while.
Prior to the snap, false start on the kicking team.
And there
Number
it
79,
is.
5 yards, replay
Back
the try.
him up 5 more yards.
Well, his
I don't
penalty
believe
yards,
Coon Rapids had any penalties save the defensive penalty, the personal foul penalty. I think until now that's the first false start we've seen from Coon Rapids. So this will be a 30-yard field goal attempt for an extra point. It's got plenty of distance, but it is no good. Wide to the right.
Great reaction there from C-squared on the sideline. But that leaves Coon Rapids in front by 3, 13-10 here in the second.
Well, and as the story goes in any playoff, the longer the underdog is able to keep the game close, the more pressure it puts on that higher seeded home team. And look at the speed of Kaijon Cummings-Coleman, a 62-yard touchdown catch and run.
Yeah, 3 plays on that drive, 64 total yards. Well, 62 of it coming on that play that put him into pay dirt. But when you've got a player who can score on any given play, as long as the score is close, you're in it.
On to kick off for the Cardinals, number 2.
We'll see if Coon Rapids opts for a standard kick here or keeps up with the Puchin onside. Official having a long conversation out there with him before the kick.
Kraus and Fire are the deep backs. And a big boot from Petru is going to go well into the end zone for a touchback.
Lands a few yards deep there. That'll put the Lakers back on the field at their 20. So for the Coon Rapids defense, knowing that third down conversions have not come easily for the Lakers, start getting those stops on first and second gives you a little faith going into third down.
Well, and forcing them to settle for a field goal, as you mentioned earlier, after a drive that seemed to be clicking quite well for the Lakers, has to give this defense some confidence as well. As you see, Cummings-Coleman already over the century mark on just 3 catches.
And he's also got
both scores, one by run.
30-plus yards running as well.
Pitch goes to the left side for Spronk. He'll pick up a good chunk out close to the 25.
Pretty standard first down for the Lakers there, picking up 5 or 6 yards. You see just a simple toss to the left. He's got a couple blockers in front of him. Good job by Stockhausen to hold on there.
Going heavy on the line. They hand off to Spronk again. And he's gained about 2 or 3 more. It's going to set up another third down.
Chance for the Cardinals to get the Lakers offense 3 and out and off the field here. After a score to take the lead, that'd be huge.
Big third down for both squads early in the ball game. Kraus is the man in motion. Handoff goes right up the middle, and a first down for Eider.
Eider with looks like a 7-yard carry there.
Taken down, stopped by number 4, Hunter Allen. Result of the play.
And again, holding these guys earlier rather than later in a drive would be key for this defense as well.
Well, another thing with an offense that runs the ball heavy, that clock runs the whole time. No incomplete passes to stop it. So.
Well, yeah, that first quarter just absolutely flew by. We had essentially 4 drives, 2 for each squad. Coon Rapids is 3 and out between 2 scoring drives for the Lakers. Handoff goes to Eider again, and he eluded a man in the backfield, but not a lot there as he gains about 3.
Oh, for a ball carrier averaging 5, holding him to 3 is a win, right, Joe?
Brings up second down for the Lakers.
Crosby under center. The pitch goes to Eider, running around the left side, has some blockers. Tripped up and dragged out of bounds. after a short gain by Edward Tabla.
Forced out of bounds by number 6, Logan.
Looks like they are going to give him the first down. They are not. All right. Chain gang started to move, but then the officials sent him back. We may see a measurement
Brings up
here.
third down and short for the Lakers.
Well, if the chains have moved,
Yeah, exactly.
how do you measure after the chains have moved? And now they will bring the chains out and have a look.
Looks like they are going to get it.
Just by a whisker, they will have the first down.
No index card necessary.
So
rather than a fourth and an inch, third and an inch,
Third and an inch.
they're going to get a new set of downs at the 44.
And they stay with everybody in tight. Split formation in the backfield behind Crosby. Split end on the left side. Play action. Crosby steps back, looks, now runs to his left. He tucks it and ducks out of bounds just shy of midfield after a gain of 5.
Good coverage downfield by the Coon Rapids secondary. Didn't give him anywhere to throw to. Forced him to make that jog out of bounds on the sideline. Right after saying the clock's not stopping, 2 plays in a row, stop the clock. It's the announcer's curse, Joe.
Crosby has actually negative yardage on the season due to sacks, I'm sure, but he does have 2 rushing touchdowns. Handoff right up the middle, and short gain for Spronk across midfield, but a flag, and we'll see what that is.
This official on the near side gets quite a bit of loft on that
Illegal
flag when he
formation
passes it up
on
there.
the offense. 5 men in the
False start.
backfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay third
We'll
down.
move them back to 2nd and 10.
Well, key for the Coon Rapids defense, not giving up those big chunks here. They're making them work for everything.
Kraus is the man in motion. He gets the carry, running to the right side. Cuts back now and finds a little bit of a seam. He's going to be stopped at the 49, which was the last line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 5.
I've seen the Coon Rapids defense starting to get into the backfield there, get a hand on him. Couldn't quite pull the tackle down, but prevented that big gain.
Fumble on the exchange, and Crosby has to just fall on it. Back at the 45. It'll be 4th and 9.
Brings up 4th and 9 for the Lakers.
Yeah, just a bad exchange there to the running back. Ball hits the turf, and Crosby just covers it up.
And a late decision to bring the punting team up. And that's a big stop for this Cardinal defense. Well, we've seen Lair kick a 46-yard field goal, boot the kick into the end zone. We'll see what he does when he's drop kicking it. And what he does is pretty good. A good loft, decent distance, but no roll. I mean, it just stopped and bounced straight up in the air, so no extra yardage. And Coon Rapids will start off in very respectable field position from their own 28.
Respectable is exactly what I would call that, Joe. That could have been much worse, but again, you put that kick a little farther in, and C-Squared's got a chance to return it. So kind of the best of both worlds here for the Lakers. Not a short punt, but you don't give up a big return either.
Yeah, and if they weren't aware of number 2's electric possibilities before. They definitely know now. Handoff goes to Fearing, gets a nice hole up the middle, and just an ankle tackle prevented him from an even larger gain, but he picks up 8 on first down.
That's a great first down play. That really opens up the playbook for the Cardinals here. 2nd and 2. Helps to keep the defense on their heels. Fearing stays in the backfield there.
And a lot of possibilities on 2nd and short in the playbook. Handoff goes to Fearing, runs right, has the first down, and got a good block from Cummings Coleman to get another couple yards out to the 43, a gain of 7.
Result of the play is the Cardinals first down.
Keep moving the chains, get a fresh set of downs. Rather than taking a shot downfield and putting yourself into a 3rd down situation, keep it moving.
You see number 2 over there, willing to do the dirty work. Handoff goes to Fearing, and this time they're going to stop him for a loss as the Lakers just close the hole in the middle immediately.
Well, good job by Fearing there. He got hit about 3-4 yards deep to get back a little closer to the line of scrimmage to only make it a 2nd and 11. We'll see that right after he gets the ball. He's already got hands on him.
Early in the season, the Cardinals had a real tough time running the football on offense. They've been better the last couple of weeks. This pass nearly intercepted as they tried to go to the quick hook to Jackson Smith, but Bruce Suckup was right there to knock it away. And one more step, he might have stepped in front of that pass. It'll be 3rd and long.
We'll catch it again here on the replay, and yeah, he just got his hands just out there. Enough to knock that one away and set up a 3rd down. Not that there are unimportant 3rd downs, but when you got a lead in the ball and you're on the road in the playoffs, it's an important 3rd down.
Every 3rd down is crucial at this stage of the season. Maddock, flush from the pocket, rolls right, throws for Cummings. Coleman down the sideline, incomplete, out of bounds. Just not enough field for him to try to make a play on the ball, and it'll be 4th and long.
A little too far out on the right. It's a tough throw to make. Running to your right, trying to gauge that sideline. You don't want to throw it too short.
Well, and I think they actually had Jackson Smith on the slant early on without – it looked like he had room on that slant and may have picked up the first down, but clearly trying to get it to Cummings Coleman. And that's never a bad decision. Petru on to punt for the 2nd time tonight. Kraus standing at his own 25 will back away. This will take a good Coon Rapids roll and keep going down inside the 15 and all the way down to the 10-yard line until it stops in the midst of a bunch of white jerseys.
That might have rolled as long as it was in the air.
And for the first time tonight, the Lakers will have a really long field in front of them. 4:08 remaining in the first half. They trail 13-10.
And with an offense that primarily runs the ball, they got to be conscious of that clock.
Handoff goes to Kraus, trying to get around that left side. He's not going to. A flag coming in late from the offensive backfield.
Flag on the play.
And that's going to be against the Lakers.
Number 40, Pablo on the tackle.
Get the call from our official here. Most likely holding based on the position of the laundry.
Holding on the offense, number 34. After distance and goal, still
so that'll
first
back
down.
them up 1st and 15 from their own 5-yard line.
We'll see on the end here.
Right side of your screen, Edward Tabla trying to pursue to the ball and maybe held up a little bit. He still got there. Stopped
Sprunk.
it for a short gain.
Sprunk with the hold there. Inside handoff goes nowhere.
That was hard for me to tell where that went.
Number 23,
But yeah, Coon Rapids able to close the hole quickly.
Tackled by a fly.
Kraus, not a lot of room. Picks up a yard.
Lakers in the shadow of their own end zone here.
Crosby in the end zone, flush from the pocket, throws on the run. The pass is complete, and this will be a first down and a whole lot more. Kraus trying to break free, trying to keep up with him is Mark Manders. Tabla giving chase as well. Kraus all the way, tripped up just short of the end zone. He is going to be stopped at the 1 yard line after a 93-yard gain.
Taken down at the 1 yard line.
Heck of an effort to catch up and trip him at the end of the play here. We see defense pursuing in the end zone.
Yeah, and he threw that one from deep in the end zone. And after the catch, just speed by Kraus. And Edward Tabla tracking him down, tripping him up at the 1 yard line. Spronk will get the carry on first and goal, easily into the end zone. And the Lakers have a lead late in the half.
You definitely love the effort of someone going the length of the field to stop a touchdown.
Tabla has been so impressive all season long in so many aspects of the game, but it only delayed what became an inevitability.
That's a tough one. I'm glad you tackled it, not me.
Oh, and there was a false start on the kicker as Lair two steps forward before the snap.
We'll see if we can
Prior
get
to
another
snap, false start on the offense. Number 2.
PAT from the 20 yard line again.
Play the try.
Well, they need to do it one more time.
We'll see, Joe.
We've definitely seen that he's got the leg to do it. But again, as I mentioned, as the Cardinals were moving backwards in this position, just because you can doesn't mean you have to.
Well, and this is an important extra point. This puts them up by 4 instead of 3. That math comes into play late in the game. Those missed extra points can come back to bite you.
Well, and it shows how important the Cardinals' missed extra point was. That one is through with plenty of distance to spare.
May have hit
and
my car.
It is 17-13 in favor of Prior Lake.
You didn't park on that end, did you, Joe?
Yeah.
Another look
I've got
at the
glass
touchdown.
coverage.
There you go. Another look at that touchdown. Again, it's hard to stop this Prior Lake offense from the 1 yard line. But Coon Rapids
still has time on the
3
clock.
minutes on the clock. And as we've seen, all it takes is one pass or one run.
Well, we shall see if Cummings Coleman has ever left without a safety over the top the rest of the night. I mean, even that doesn't ensure you'll be able to stop it.
Well, and again, now that he's scored 2, the defense tightens up on him. That opens up opportunities for the rest of the Coon Rapids offense. Matrick has an option to look at C squared there, look off a safety, and find other open receivers on the field. They definitely have the personnel to catch the passes.
So Fear to kick it off. 3:04 left. And that took just 1 minute and 4 seconds for Prior Lake to go 90 yards.
Well, most of that was one play, to be fair.
It was 4 plays total, but one was a hold. Short kick from Lair, it'll bounce, and Prior Lake has a good chance at it. I think Stockhausen got in late and got on top of it, and he did. And Coon Rapids very fortunate because the first 3 players to touch that free ball were dressed in the Holmes navy and gold.
And every once in a while you get that mental hiccup. You forget it's not a punt. That's a live ball. I see diving down for the ball. It bounces out between his legs, goes behind him, and in to save it. Was Stockhausen. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. My reading skills are not what they once were. I'm getting old.
So the Cardinals will start from their own 19-yard line. Rolling to his right is Maddock, throws on the run. The pass is caught, and out of bounds goes Cummings Coleman after about a 5-yard gain.
And again, with just under 3 minutes to play, nice to keep that clock stopped when you're moving forward. What you don't want to do, though, is save enough time and go 3 and out.
Which is a risk. But this is definitely an offense that can strike quickly, as you mentioned, in just one play. But if the Lakers forget about some of those other receivers, they have the ability to go the length of the field pretty quickly as well. Handoff goes to Fearing. Not a lot there. He pushes forward for a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and short.
So on the near side of the field here, they're giving a huge cushion to those wide receivers. Corner dropping way off pre-snap, and we get a big 3rd down, Joe. As you see on the screen there, Cardinals 50% on their 3rd down conversions tonight.
Pitch goes to C-squared out of the backfield. Looking to get behind his blockers, cuts back. He has a 1st down out across the 30 to the 31.
Good patience there by C-squared, waiting for those holes to open up, seeing where his blockers developed. He knew he didn't have to go the length of the field, just enough for that 1st down. Keeps the drive going. Wow, I mean, he always does. I think this will run us down to the 2-minute warning, Joe.
The 2-minute warning that does not exist in high school football.
You got to have a little fun. Come on.
But we wish it did. It's such a nice break in the play.
I just wanted to warn you that there's less than 2 minutes. That's what I meant.
Shifting in motion is C-squared. They're going to throw it to him on the receiver screen. Makes one man miss, but then a great job recovering and grabbing an ankle by Bruce Suckup. He's been noticeable in this first half defensively, and that's a huge stop, dropping him for a 6-yard loss.
It definitely is not the play you wanted there. Hear the home crowd chanting for the defense.
2nd and 16. Maddock in trouble, throws it away out of bounds. And a Prior Lake player, a little slow to get up.
So with 1:14 on the clock, a 3rd and very long for the Cardinals.
Yeah, this is not the position they wanted to be in. And as you mentioned, you know, this is an offense that went 90 yards in just over a minute, so you don't want to leave time on the clock for them. But here you are in 3rd and very long.
On a passing play is where all that yardage came. That's the surprising part.
They got timeout, Coon Rapids. That's the 1st of the half.
Cardinals will take a moment to figure out the best strategy. They certainly have plays in their playbook designed to get them 15 or more. But they have to be able to execute in a high-pressure situation, now trailing the higher-seeded Lakers late in this first half.
And there's not so little time on the clock that you just want to run it up the middle and try to run it out to the half, because Prior Lake still got timeouts as well. They can stop the ball. If you're on defense here, you got to think they're going to be keying up on number 2.
Most likely, but that gives a little more room to guys like Dominic Ullman, Lofton Okroski, Jackson Smith, who have all proven to be dangerous on the receiving end. Stockhausen and Ullman are wide to the left. Cummings Coleman up top with Jackson Smith in the slot position. Coleman moves over. He's wide open in the middle. Maddock, though, Chase throws long down the sideline, coming back and making a play on it was Smith, but it is incomplete. And the Cardinals will be forced to punt with just over a minute remaining in the first half.
Number 23,
Great effort there by Smith, coming back, trying to make a play on that ball.
Well, and Maddock, to his credit, has really shown some growth throughout the season, and Smith nearly able to come back for it. But sometimes I think he has it set in his head who he's looking for before that snap, because Cummings-Coleman went into the middle of that zone defense and had a big hole where there was no one there. This one going to be fielded and bobbled by Kraus. Ball loose. Coon Rapids is on top of it. Haven't seen. Kraus might have gotten it back. We have yet to see an official point either direction. The Cardinals certainly pleading their case as the official just marches it out to the 46-yard line and places it down.
Little zebra huddle there.
Well, and there's a discussion. We're hearing that there may have been a whistle, in which case, I mean, if that was an inadvertent whistle, I don't know what they do, because even if he signals a fair catch, if he muffs it's still a free ball unless he was.
We'll get another look here on the
unless
replay.
he was not given room to make the play, which he clearly did. And but if a whistle is blown.
Inadvertent whistle. We're going to replay the down.
Ooh.
It'll be 4th down for Coon
That's
Rapids.
a huge break for the Lakers.
We saw in the replay there, Coon Rapids clearly coming up with the ball.
Yeah, Mark Manders reaches in and gained possession, and that's a tough one for Coon Rapids. I mean, that was a lucky bounce in their favor. And the inadvertent whistle means they need to try it again, and we'll see if Joey Kraus is as eager to get underneath the punt, because he came onto it looking. I heard some say that he may have waved for a fair catch, but it looked to me like he was trying to catch it on the run and try and return it deep into Coon Rapids territory. Remember, he's the receiver that got tripped up 1 yard shy of the end zone after a 96-yard catch and run. And Nick Russin wants an explanation of how that inadvertent whistle should be ruled, and did it really affect the play? That is kind of my question. I didn't see anybody stop going for the football, but
we'll see. They probably need to fix the game clock before we restart again as well.
So after the explanation, a disappointed Nick Russin paces his sideline, his team trailing by 4 late in the half.
I think we should have 103, 104 on the clock here, but the officials have not put that time back on.
Well, and if you're prior late coaching staff, you probably should point that out. But I don't know if that what happens on an inadvertent whistle if you don't get that back. And this time Kraus had room. He signaled a fair catch, and he dropped it again, but easily able to recover it. But it does put them a little deeper in their own end. They'll start from their own 38.
Definitely a disappointing turn of events there for the Cardinals. Got to shake it off and stop the Lakers from scoring before the half here.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. They start from their own 39-yard line. Crosby out of the shotgun, sends a man in motion. The pass will go to the left side. It is complete. Eider able to elude a tackler and now dragged out of bounds. Sorry, that was Nate Bodine on the reception.
Takes it all the way to the Cardinals 35.
And gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Looks like Stockhausen just over pursued a little bit there in the backfield. 43 ticks left.
Crosby with time, throws left, man in double coverage. Receiver went down, and no flag as Kraus was in between two defenders, got crossed up in the legs.
We'll see it again here.
Yeah, that's just inadvertent contact. Feet getting tangled up.
A lot of legs moving in the same direction there.
And that plus, I'm not sure, even without that the ball was catchable. But it'll be 2nd and 10. Either way you slice it, 35-yard line of Coon Rapids. Crosby with time, throws, nearly picked off. Mark Manders had it right in the numbers and just could not squeeze it. It was Manders who would have, I believe, recovered that muffed punt. And here he had a chance to get it back and unfortunately gets away from it.
A lot of velocity on that pass. We'll see here as that comes in. Right through his hands and off the nameplate. Right off those front numbers to the ground. Not the turnover they wanted, but it is.
3rd and 10.
Stop down, makes it 3rd and 10. And we're inside the 40, so that's field goal range, Joe.
From here it would be about 52, but we saw him hitting from 50. We'll see what they decide. Crosby straight drop, sets up the screen to the left side for Spronk. Spronk's going to be stopped well short of a first down. It'll be 4th and about 8. But here, now they are at a better spot than I thought. But they are within field goal range, certainly, as the clock clicks down to 5, 4, 3, and there is the timeout with 1 second remaining.
Timeout. Prior length, that's the 2nd of the half.
Well, we'll see if a long field goal puts them up by 10 going into the half here, Joe.
This one will be
it'll
be about 50.
Is this the time to
49 or 50 yards
to bring out some trickery?
I don't think so. Not with the timeout and not with a kicker who can legitimately hit from here.
And you're getting the ball after that.
That as well. So
points on the board or points
Coon
on
Rapids
the board?
has put more of a scare into the Lakers than they were anticipating, I think, coming into this game. But to have, as you mentioned, that 7-point lead into the break and get the ball back. Looks like they're got a lot of their offensive weapons out there as well. Crosby is the holder, and we saw on the field goal that it was kind of a low snap, and he was able to bring it up and get it in position for his kicker. This one a little bit longer. First one from 46, this one from 48.
False start here probably puts him out of range.
Low snap again. Crosby gets it down. It's blocked by the Cardinals. Cardinals trying to see if they can scoop and score, but
we got a flag coming in late on the sideline. I think that's just a sideline warning.
You have a flag on the play.
And this should take us.
We got sideline warning on Coon Rapids. That's their first. That's the end of the half.
And there you go. It's official from our official. We are at the half. Prior Lake has a 17-13 lead. They will get the ball to start the second half. And it all comes down to that final 24 minutes to see who will move on in these section playoffs. You're watching CTN's coverage of 6A football tournament.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
Back at Dan Patch Stadium, home of the Prior Lake Lakers, and the first round of the Class 6A football tournament, and it is a good one through the first half. The first quarter consisted of 4 total drives. Coon Rapids opened with the ball, and they drove down pretty quickly, and this was actually a backwards pass, so a running play. Dropped by C-squared, scoops it back up, runs all the way around the defense and into the end zone for a 21-yard score to get Coon Rapids on the board first, but the Lakers answered on their opening drive. Ryder finding a good hole on that play, and then it was Hunter McGilvery who finishes it. That tied the game at 7. And after the Cardinals went 3 and out, the Lakers got back on their horse, but the defense held stiff. And in the last second of the first quarter, a 46-yard field goal for Logan Lair put them up 10-7. Cardinals strike quickly in the second quarter, though. Kaijon Cummings-Coleman, a 68-yard touchdown reception to put Coon Rapids back in front. A missed extra point after a couple of penalties. Made it 13-10, and then this play. Backed up from their own 5. The pass to Kraus, and Joey Kraus outruns the defense almost all the way to the end zone. Edward Tabla tripping him up at the 1. For the very next play, Spronk takes it in. Put Prior Lake back in front, and that is where we stand. A blocked field goal attempt in the final second of the half. An outstanding play by Kenny Wells to get up and knock it away.
Well, there you see those total stats. A lot of yards for Prior Lake and probably less points than they expected out of that much offensive movement. Only up by 4 here in the second half. We've seen some penalties on both sides of the ball. Nothing crippling quite yet, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
And Prior Lake will start on offense. And it will be interesting as we get toward the end of this game how big that block and the mixed extra point factor in. You know, the Lakers looking at a team that is 4-4. Their record only 5-3, but again, that includes a win over number 8 Shakopee and their losses to number 2 Rosemont, number 3 Eden Prairie, and number 4 Lakeville South. And they all start from their 20 because Johnny Bootleg put it halfway through the end zone.
And that's why they call him Bootleg, not because he's running moonshine.
He has definitely got a leg, and it would be kind of interesting to see it come down to the 2 kickers, because we talk about it a lot, how rare it is for a high school team to have a kicker that is a threat from 40 plus. And here you have a pair of kickers that can definitely hit from that distance. Handoff goes to Kraus on first down. He's out across the 25, a solid gain to start the drive for the Lakers.
That Lakers offense continues to churn forward, picking up 5-6 yards on first down.
But the Cardinals defensively have kept the run game from being overwhelming. You know, they're getting some yards here and there, but they've also come up with some stops. So 2nd and 4 from the 26. All that pre-snap motion the Lakers like to use. A lot of guys in the backfield. Spronk, the man in motion. Handoff goes right up the middle. And McGilvery has a first down out across the 30 to the 32.
Just a head down, follow your blockers. Pick up another 6 through the middle.
Well, and the Lakers, as we talked about before half, maybe in a game a little bit closer than they had anticipated. Really wanting to go back to basics and just control the action, set the pace, but they have to finish their drives. McGilvery, another nice gain on first down out to the 38-yard line.
The ball
Pick up a 6.
Ball might have come out at the end there, but he scooped it up quickly. And that's something as Coon Rapids, if they're going to keep running through the middle, we'll see if they start gambling on trying to rip the ball out rather than making the tackle.
Handoff goes to Eider off the left side, and he's going to have enough for a first down out to the 43.
Taken down by number 40, Edward Tabla.
That Lakers steamroller moving its way down the field.
And they are not wasting a lot of time in the huddle. Solid opening drive to start the second half so far. Crosby under center on another 1st and 10. Rolls to his right, looking downfield, wants to throw, now does, incomplete. A lot of traffic downfield, but he gave an opportunity to Bodine to try and catch it along the sidelines. He comes up empty.
Good coverage by the Coon Rapids secondary there, not giving him an option. Hunter Allen with 9 tackles already today.
Yeah, 8 in the first half. That's a couple of guys. I think Ando was the other one that had 8 tackles in the first half.
That same pre-snap motion here.
Handoff goes to Eider up the middle. He's tripped up
Number 29, Eider.
After a short gain out to the 46-yard line, gain of 3.
Hunter Allen jumping in there to make that tackle.
Number 10.
Brings up third down and 7 for the Lakers.
And that's big to hold him to only a couple of yards.
Well, and again, he's one of the 6 guys that were averaging better than 6 yards a carry coming into this contest, and now it's 3rd and 7 from their own 46-yard line. Crosby, quick throw, batted right back. He caught it. He's got room, and he's going to try and pick up the first down. He does, and he is out of bounds. A pass, catch, and run, all for the cornerback, Luke Crosby.
As a defender, that's a real frustrating one. You jump up, you block the pass, and they still get a first down off of it.
Into Coon Rapids territory, out of bounds at the 46, and you don't see that one very often.
You do not. That came off the arm of Jacoby Peterson. He was kind of turned sideways, so it just deflected off of him. He didn't even see where it went. But another Lakers first down.
Crosby, quick throw to the left side is complete, and Bodine stopped after a short gain, maybe 3 yards.
Tackle by number 4, Hunter Allen.
In that Lakers offense, definitely running a little more hurry up than they were in the first half, breaking that huddle quickly and getting up to the line.
Second and 8 from the 44. Handoff goes to Kraus on that jet sweep. Tracked down and dropped for a big loss by Hunter Allen.
Allen in the backfield and able to secure that tackle for a loss. That's a huge play. It takes the ball back almost at midfield.
Loss of 5 will make it 3rd and 13.
You see on the replay there, he just came straight through that line to make that tackle. Coon Rapids defense showing they still got a lot of fight in them here after the half. 2 for 7 on 3rd down for the Lakers today.
Cardinal defense with an opportunity to step up and force the Lakers to give him the ball back. Crosby chased from the pocket, goes left, throws late. Sprock hit immediately and driven backwards. He's going to be well shy of first down yardage.
Sean Sullivan coming straight up there. Again, some good sure tackling here to force a 4th down situation for the Lakers.
So picked up the 5 yards they had lost on the previous play. It'll set up 4th and 8. And they will send out the punt team.
On to punt for the Lakers, number 2, Logan Lair.
We'll see what kind of placement. Are they going for the old coffin corner here? The Coon Rapids, nobody back to receive this one.
Low snap in, running for his life and then just squibbing it along the ground was Logan Lair. It was just a low snap and he knew he wasn't going to have time to step into a punt.
Number 4, Hunter Allen.
He gets it upfield best he can. Coon Rapids is going to start off with solid field position and still trailing by just 4.
And good job to just fall on the ball there, not try to pick it up and run, force a turnover or anything. Great job by Coon Rapids. Just get the ball and get your offense out on the field. And coming out of halftime, that's exactly what Coon Rapids defense needed. Stop that opening drive.
And we talked about it during the half. The pressure clearly on the Lakers at this point with the game so close. Jackson Smith moves from left to right. Handoff goes to Fearing, trying to find room on that right side. There's nothing there. No gain.
Straight into the line of scrimmage there. You saw the halftime stats. Coon Rapids total yardage definitely leans towards the passing. A lot of that came on one play, though. So
brings up second down and 10 for the Cardinals.
Well, they are definitely a pass-dominated offense, and they have so many weapons that they can get the ball to. Started out pretty well at getting other guys involved, but not able to do it quite as well throughout the half. Long pass, Cummings, Coleman goes up, and that's going to be interference. And
Maddox pass intended for
Coon Rapids will get a free first down.
Flag on the play.
But that's, a 15-yard penalty.
15 yards from the previous spot results in a first down.
It'll give him the free first down, but in high school, just a 15-yard penalty instead of spot of the foul. But you can see Kraus certainly there early.
Well, and on a third down play, that's not what you want to do is give up a first.
Well, it was second.
You don't want to do it on a second down play either. I swear I'm watching, Joe.
First and 10 from the 47 now. 2 receivers on either side for Maddox out of the shotgun as Fearing in the backfield with him. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. Thrown to the turf. First sack of the ball game for either squad.
That's a big loss.
As Martin Owusu got in and threw him down for a 10-yard loss.
And we'll see.
Almost 8-yard loss.
Replay here. Almost untouched. Straight through. Brings him down around the neck there. Tosses him to the turf. And gets back most of the yardage from that penalty.
So they call it 2nd and 20 on the scoreboard. From the 38, handoff goes to Cummings. Coleman sprints around the corner, slams through a man across midfield to the 49, gets about half the yardage they need. It'll set up 3rd and 9.
Tackled by number 11,
I think they're going to spot him a little further forward even.
Correct from 31, Josh Dowd.
3rd and 9. Wait, third and
6, yeah.
Apologize.
Not a problem.
Bad math.
All math is bad.
Smith moves to the left side. Cardinals reset. Big 3rd down for Prior Lake on defense. Handoff goes to Fearing up the middle. Slowed but not stopped completely. The Cardinals getting behind him and forcing him as far as the 45. It'll be 4th and about 2. And decision time for Russin and the Cardinals.
Tackled by a wave of Lakers.
Definitely not a spot where you want to turn it over on a bad pass on 4th down, but
he didn't get as good a spot as I thought they were going to give him, so it'll be 4th and 3 from the 46. And we'll see if Coon Rapids tries to draw him offside and then takes the timeout, or because we have definitely seen Maddock with the cadence and the hard count, be able to get guys offside. Prior Lake on defense so far has looked quite steady. Cummings Coleman in trouble in the backfield. All kinds of pressure, and he's not getting out of it. He'll lose yardage. And Prior Lake will take over near midfield.
Yeah, just nowhere for him to go as he came around the end. Couldn't get that corner. The defense just kept coming in waves over the side there. Didn't leave him anywhere to go. So you see him crossing the pattern, looking for that hole. Spins away from the first tackle. Sheds the second one, but those next three guys caught up and brought him down.
Dropped him for a 2-yard loss on 4th and 2. So Prior Lake will take over from their own 48-yard line. Keeping everybody in tight. Handoff goes right up the middle.
Number 8, Hunter
and a short gain for McGilvery.
Tackled by number 4, Hunter Allen.
So both teams with one chance at the ball here in the second half, and there's only 3 minutes left here in the quarter, Joe.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Run-dominated offenses lead to clocks running quickly. First quarter went by very fast, despite the fact there were 3 scores. Handoff goes to Spronk. He breaks through and has a first down inside the Coon Rapids 40-yard line.
Huge run for them, just straight down the middle, right between the tackles. Clear lane for him to pick up a first down inside the 40.
Again, he's a guy that came in with 655 yards and 11 touchdowns, and Coon Rapids has been able to limit him a bit in his yards per carry. Again, he's coming back from an injury, so they're being a little cautious with him maybe, but Kraus able to spin away from a tackle, get another first down to the 27-yard line.
And with that run offense being out here so often and taking up so much time in the game, that Coon Rapids defense, you got to wonder if that fatigue's starting to set in.
Back-to-back 11-yard runs by 2 different carriers for Prior Lake. 1st and 10 from the 27 of Coon Rapids. Handoff goes to Eider. He's stopped immediately. Does dive forward for a gain of 2 to the 25.
Stopped by number 3, Logan Ness.
And they are just doing the same thing. Quick call in from the sideline. Set up the play. Keep it moving.
Eider and McGilvery, the guys in the backfield this time. Handoff goes on the inside counter to Kraus. And he is going to gain about 4.
Kraus the ball carrier. Number 34.
Once again, we got a big third down opportunity for Coon Rapids here to stop.
Well, and it can be 4-down territory, but I don't say it's a guaranteed 4-down territory when you've got Logan the leg Lehrer on your sideline. Because definitely within his range at this point.
We did see that block before halftime.
Run the motion, hand off to Kraus. He finds a seam, a first down, and he's going to be stopped right at the 10-yard line, so it'll set up another 1st and goal situation for the Lakers.
We'll see this on the replay here. Just gets the ball, he's patient, little hurdle over a player that's down, follows his lane, and the Lakers keep running downhill.
Handoff goes to McGilvery. He breaks a tackle and forces his way all the way down close to the 1. Not sure who he met first, but he dished out some punishment to the first Cardinal on the scene.
You could hear that collision from up here.
Just outside the 1-yard line.
Hurry up to the line by the Lakers here.
Handoff up the middle, touchdown. No, they're saying he's short.
Number 8, McGilvery, the ball carrier.
That's a stop and a 3rd and goal.
McGilvery held for no gain.
Give another look here.
Looked from here like he got in, but the
Might have had a
ref
knee down
on the far sideline immediately placed him down inside the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal. Crosby trying to get around the corner, and he's going to be stopped for a huge loss. It's maybe a bit of a broken play. And now 4th and goal from the 5.
Looks like that's where we're going to pick it up in the next quarter.
unless they call a timeout with 1 second left as they did at the end of the third quarter. But it doesn't look like they'll take that option this time. We will have a 4th and goal play from the Lakers when we start the fourth quarter on CTN. Lake High School, Dan Patch Stadium, and a good game going into the fourth quarter. Just a 4-point contest with Prior Lake leading, and they will try to tack on a field goal as Lehrer comes out. This will be a chip shot for him, but how much does it factor in that block at the end of the half? How much of that is in that kicker's head? This is just a 22-yard attempt.
But we've also seen him false start on an extra point, so.
This would make it a 7-point lead. Certainly has the distance. It's through the uprights, and it is a 20-13 lead now for Prior Lake.
For the Cardinals, you're down 1 score in the fourth quarter. That's definitely not a bad spot to be in.
No, it's much, much better place to be than it was a year ago in the first round against Eden Prairie. This one has been a tight contest start to finish. We talked about it very early. In tight games, especially the first round of the playoffs, that always is a benefit to the underdog. And for the 7th-seeded Cardinals to be here with an opportunity to get this back to tied with a solid offensive drive here in the fourth quarter, that's all you ask for as a number 7 seed.
Just need a chance.
And we live by the motto, do it once, do it right. Thank you to Prior Lake Auto Collision for your silver level sponsorship. On to kickoff, the Lakers is number 2.
We'll see. I haven't seen many kick returns tonight, Joe. Got a couple onside attempts, a lot of touchbacks. Number 2 hanging out back there by the goal line, hoping to get a chance with the ball.
Yeah, the one that was returned on a kick, Oldman took it essentially out of his hands just inside the 5-yard line. This one, a good boot. Cummings-Coleman drifts back and takes it in the end zone. That's a touchback. And that's what you do to limit an opposition's most dangerous weapon. 11:56, so just barely into this fourth quarter. It's a 1-score game.
And
the Cardinals take over from their 20.
It's definitely not all pressure on this one drive. You've got enough time, but you know that when that Lakers offense gets the ball, they eat the clock.
They certainly do, and Coon Rapids has put in some lengthy drives of their own. Their 2 touchdown drives, though, were relatively quick. Quick pass is complete on the left side, and stretching forward for a gain of 6 is Dominic Ullman.
Ullman stretching out there to get that extra couple yards as he was being tackled.
Pass was intended complete to number 10, Ullman.
Oh, and they put him down right on the 25, so 5-yard gain still, as we talked about with the Prior Lake running game. If you can get 5 yards every time, your offense is going to be quite successful. Handoff goes to Fearing on 2nd and down, trying to bounce outside. Forced out of bounds right near the sticks. It looks like they're going to put him right on the 30, and it'll be a Coon Rapids first down.
A good run by him. to drop that first tackler with a stiff arm out there who could have had him for no gain, but he got around the corner.
Result of the play is a
Got that first down. Another look at it here as he sticks that right arm out to drop this first tackler. Drops the shoulder to pop through and get that yardage.
3 receivers on the right side. Quick pass complete to Jackson Smith. Breaks a tackle. He's going to have another first down out across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
I think he caught that off the back of his defender. We'll see on the replay here. That was a tight, quick throw.
Is a Cardinals first down.
Yeah, and if you're Bruce Suckup, we've talked about him a lot. He's played very well, but that's a tackle you need to make. Fresh set of downs for the Cardinals from their own 41-yard line, trailing 20-13 here in the fourth quarter. Class 6A football tournament, first round, man in motion. Kyjon Cummings Coleman from right to left, and he was definitely heading toward the line of scrimmage at the snap. This one just thrown away by Maddox.
And there was also no receivers over there.
Well, was he outside the pocket?
Crowd and the Lakers sideline both yelling.
That play never should have happened. That should have been an illegal motion because Cummings Coleman was clearly moving forward before the ball was snapped. But at the end of the day, it's just an incomplete pass. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Linebackers showing blitz on the left side of their defense. Maddox will reset the offense. Handoff goes to Fearing. He's going to be stopped quickly after a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and long.
It's the and long part that the Cardinals should be worried about there, not the third. They've been pretty good on 3rd down today. But 4 yards is easier to get than 8.
With most offenses, that is the case. But it's really a 50-50 shot. Either you get it or you don't.
It's true.
3 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. And if successful, they will be 50%. Cummings Coleman throws it back to Maddox. Maddox looking to turn upfield. He's got some room over there, pushed out of bounds, but he got enough. And a little trickery by the Cardinals leads to a first down.
Good speed by Maddox. He had a pursuer right on him there, and he got around that corner and picked up the first down. Huge play for the Cardinals.
And technically, this is a run play, and Jacob Maddox technically could have thrown that downfield again because that would not have been a second pass, but got enough for the first down, got out of bounds at the Lakers' 48-yard line. Maddox with time, rolls to his right, looking for a receiver. The pass incomplete. Threw it in the vicinity of both Obroski and Ullman. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Get another look at the coverage. He definitely had time to look around to that secondary for the Lakers.
Surprised he had that much time to work, and a good job of moving laterally to his right to extend the play, give himself even more time. And then, he threw it into kind of a pocket in the zone defense, hoping one of those 2 receivers would be able to come back and make a play on the ball. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. Quick throw goes right, complete to Cummings Coleman. Trying to dance his way out of some trouble, gets a block. Just not a lot there. He's still on his feet and now forced back. He's going to run all the way back the other way. Had to avoid the referee. Cuts back up front and is stopped after. That's a lot of running for an 8-yard gain and a flag on the field.
Flags on the play.
And more bad news for the Cardinals, besides the flag, is that he is still down on the turf.
Just a little slow, and now he does go back down, and that is bad news. He's a player that has dealt with some injuries. throughout his career. He's just a junior. He had a shoulder injury earlier in this season. He has dealt with a lot of cramps. Something to do with stopping and starting as much as he does, I'm sure. And his lack of pickle juice in his diet. According to Howie Shapiro, the great, the one and only Howie Shapiro,
No question.
it is the ultimate cure for cramps in your calves.
Okay, I've got 2 fouls on the play, both on the offense. I've got a block in the back on the offense, number 19. That penalty will be declined. I've got a block in the back on the offense, number 64. That's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
So that is going to make it second. Instead of it being third and about 2 or 3, it's going to be 2nd and 22 back at their own 40-yard line.
And we see here on the play, when you get a play broken like this, you had a lot of players in weird positions running opposite directions. It's almost inevitable that you're going to get a block in the back. You have people who aren't used to blocking in the middle of a play. Unfortunate to negate all that work.
And again, longest run of the year for a 7-yard gain. But now, you got to look at this as probably trying to get maybe half of that in this second down play. Quick swing pass goes to Fearing, has some blockers on the left side, but a great job defensively to close him off, go through the blocker and stop him after a short gain. It'll be 3rd and very long.
That definitely had potential if you could get that corner and turn it upfield, but the defense, like you said, Joe, able to get their hands on him and bring him down.
So 3rd and 20 for the Cardinals, and you would really like to have number 2 on the field when you're in 3rd and 20. Maddox, scared from the pocket, throws. That pass is bobbled and incomplete. And the Cardinals will be forced to punt it away.
Yeah, even with the catch there, only about half the distance they needed to pick up that first down, Joe.
And so Petru out to punt it away. He's
Just
had
under,
a couple of pretty good boots.
Just under 8 minutes here.
Joey Kraus looking for a return, standing at his own 28. We saw him muff the punt return that was then had to be redone due to an inadvertent whistle, but very adamant about his fair catch the last punt. He'll clear on this one. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage. So the Cardinals will down it at the 21, or just wait for the whistle. We'll have to see what the flag is.
Our official has definitely had a busy night on the mic. Little discussion there. Some explanations to the sidelines.
Well, it's definitely against the Cardinals because they're over talking to Coach Gegenheimer about what he wants to do. And they're
Got illegal formation on the kicking team. 5 men in the backfield. The 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
So they'll back him up and try the punt again. Lakers hoping for a little better field position.
Head coach about 5 yards out onto the field there, talking to his team.
You can do that between snaps. Petru standing at his own 23-yard line. High snap, brings it down. Gets away a good boot. High, lots of distance. Trying to clear out, and they do. It'll take a Cardinal roll, and after all that, I think we'll be right back about the 21-yard line.
He's had a great night as far as punting goes.
So glad we had the penalty and the repunt.
Well, the question now for the Lakers is, do you just run this slow 4 yards at a time and eat this clock?
100%.
So
run the ball, happy if you break away and score a touchdown and make it a 2-possession game, but you'll be fine with 4 yards of carry. And Eider goes right up the middle.
Number 8.
I'm sorry, that was Hunter McGilvery.
Looks like he gets about 5.
Number 6, Logan Stockhouse with the tackle.
And 5 yards is correct.
Well, are the Lakers going to keep running that up-tempo that they were the last drive, or are they going to just
I would expect them to take their time and burn as much of this clock as they can. But it has to end in points. They can't give it back to Coon Rapids in a 1-possession game. Handoff goes up the middle, and Kraus out across the 30 for a first down.
And I see as he's getting tackled there, he's getting pulled forward.
Number 3, Logan Ness with the tackle. Result of the play is a Lakers.
But that is another first down for the Lakers.
5 yards on first down, 6 yards on second down.
Takes a minute off the clock.
It's effective. Handoff goes up the middle to Sprock, and he barrels his way out to the 39-yard line, a gain of 7.
We're starting to see how these guys are averaging 5-6 yards a carry for an entire season.
Well, yeah, and especially as you mentioned it, how long the Cardinal defense has spent on the field and how fatigued they must be.
Well, just the number of play snaps that they've had to take, and all those bodies colliding through the middle there takes a toll on you.
Pitch goes to the left side, getting around the corner is Eiton. He is spun down near midfield with another first down.
And like you said, Joe, Prior Lake just needs to eat up as much clock as they can, put some points on the board. Even if the Cardinals are getting the ball back here, if it's a 2-possession game, you're in a good position.
Yeah, he did step out of bounds, or was forced out of bounds, so that does stop the clock, which is a good thing for Coon Rapids. They need a stop. Just as important as it is for Prior Lake to score on this possession, even more important for the Cardinal defense to hold without giving up any more points. They have played a very strong game against a very good offense. Handoff goes up the middle to
number 23, Joey
Kraus, and he nearly broke free. He's tripped up just shy of another first down.
It definitely does look like those Lakers backs are running downhill at this point in the game. 13 carries for 69 yards for Kraus.
So well below his average. Handoff goes to McGilvery. He's got a first down to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, the Cardinal defense has held all these guys under their rushing average. They are getting a lot of stops in that 2-3 yard range, but a lot of guys falling forward when they're getting tackled. That extra 2-3 yards makes a difference.
And they haven't seen third down on this drive. 6 plays, all runs. 4 different ball carriers.
Kraus, the ball carrier.
Kraus again on the carry. He just picks up about 3. But again, 3 is all you need.
They rotate Eider back in there. When you got that many running backs, you're always going to have fresh legs.
The James Gang Real Estate Consultant, Jeff Benson, Financial Planner, the Wild Golf Club, Jeff Belger, Game 1, and Oral and Maxwell Pedro Surgical Consultants.
Second down here.
Handoff goes to Kraus on the inside counter, and he's tripped up again. It looks like just shy of first down yardage, but we'll see. Now they're going to say it is a first down. So they move the chains again. They have not seen a third down on this drive still.
And another tackle there where it looks like just somebody tripped him up at the end, but nice big hole opened up by the offensive line. Good grab there by Stockhausen. That probably prevented that one from going into the end zone.
Handoff goes to Eider. He's hit in the backfield and dropped immediately. That was Edward Tabla on the tackle for loss.
Cheerleader Butcher Club would also like to thank Bryce Henry, Centric Home Team, and Anchor Apparel and more.
Coon Rapids not using any timeouts yet here. Holding on to them as we're down to 3 minutes.
Well, and I think if you get a stop here and it's 3rd and long, you might see them call that first timeout. They have been good on 3rd down. Handoff inside counter again and sniffed out immediately by Edward Tabla and stopped for a very short gain, and there is the timeout by the Cardinals.
That's the first of their half.
2:46 here and huge 3rd down, Joe. This might be the game.
It could be, and you know, if I think though, if they even get any yardage, I think they kick a field goal to make it a 2-possession game. They're already inside range for Lehrer,
which again is the benefit of having a kicker with that kind of range. It's not something you see often in high school football.
Incredibly rare in high school football, and it can be such a dangerous weapon, especially in close games. But for Coon Rapids defense right now, they're just thinking we need a stop on 3rd down to force that kicker onto the field. And then see if they can get another amazingly athletic play out of Kenny Wells, perhaps, to get up and get the block.
Tight formation for the Lakers here.
3rd and 10, strong side is the left. The pitch goes to Spronk. He wants to throw, has a man that is batted down by Hunter Thompson. Good recovery as the receiver, Bodine, was open. But Thompson able to get there and knock it away, and it'll be 4th and 10.
Well, not only is the stop important, but that's an incomplete pass, and it stops the clock. Coon Rapids saves another timeout there. Another look at that toss here.
Big play by Thompson and a big field goal attempt. This will be from 44 yards for Logan Lehrer.
And this is from the left hash. Big kick coming up.
It's got the distance. It is no good. Wide to the left. Coon Rapids will take over. Down a touchdown in decent field position.
2:36 on the clock, 2 timeouts. We'll get the back angle here. And that kick just curved left outside of that upright.
Didn't miss by much. He had plenty of distance.
Like you said, Joe, 1-score game. Again, as a road team, as a 7 seed.
This is exactly what you wanted. And see, that's a rule I think they need to look at in high school football. A missed field goal, it goes to the 20-yard line instead of taking over from the line of scrimmage. So pass complete. Ogroski out of bounds after a gain of 7.
Pass complete to number 19.
Wide open there, too. Nobody on him. Good on him to get out of bounds. And Cardinals, long field to drive to get into that end zone, and that missed extra point earlier makes a big difference right now, Joe.
Well, and now those receivers that have not really been targeted too much become even more dangerous. Unfortunately, they don't have number 2 to draw defenders. And just a smart play by Maddox to throw that one away as he got outside and just had no one to throw to.
Nowhere to go with it. Got rid of the ball. And it's a 3rd down. Obviously, at this point, we're in 4th-down territory. But you don't want to have to make that 4th down play. You want to take care of it on 3rd. Home fans cheering on that Lakers defense here, hoping for a stop.
Maddox with 4 receivers on 3rd and short. Pass is tipped and nearly picked off, intended for Dominic Ullman. Good play on the ball by Jack Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert got up there, both hands on the ball. That's probably a dropped interception right there.
And possibly 6. Because I don't know that there was anybody between him and the end zone. Right between his hands.
And here we go.
It all comes down to this. Could be the ball game if the Cardinals cannot get at least the 4 yards and a 1st down. Maddox looking to his left. Pass is complete. 1st down and more as Ullman turns it up. He's forced out of bounds.
Number 10, Ullman.
After the 40.
Huge 4th down conversion. And like you said, out of bounds, stopping the clock. Coon Rapids still holding both of those timeouts here. But
needed 3, got 14 out to the 41-yard line. Great block right there on the edge by Jackson Smith to try and get him that sideline, get him another yard or 2. Maddox rolling to his right. Pressure is coming. Maddox throws on the run. Caught by Jackson Smith as he's being tackled. Just shy of a 1st down. And now they're saying it is a 1st down to the 49-yard line.
So the clock stops while they're moving the chains. Offense is lining up quick here as we get another look at that play. Great grab to pull that one down. Defender all over him. Clock under 2 minutes.
1st and 10, quick pass. Incomplete, intended for Jackson Smith on the left side.
Well, it does stop the clock for him, so they got that.
Always look at the bright side of life.
Absolutely. Hey, you're in a playoff game in hostile territory, and you got a chance with 2 minutes and the ball to head down and score.
And you're moving the ball on offense without your star player. Maddox has 2 receivers on either side on 1st down. 2nd down, I'm sorry.
Bunch of whistles here.
And a timeout, Coon Rapids.
We got timeout, Coon Rapids. That's the 2nd of the half.
Not one that they wanted to burn already having the clock stop because of the incompletion, but every play so important at this point.
Don't know if it's a miscommunication there or something they saw in the defense that they didn't like, but it's a chance for them to talk it over here, and that communication's so important inside of this last 2 minutes of the game. Just making sure everybody's on the same page, not just for the play, but what to do with the ball.
And Cummings Coleman, knowing the kind of competitor he is, absolutely crushed to be on the sideline, not able to help his team in this type of situation. And this is the drive that you worked all season for. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Prior Lake leads by 7. Maddox, swing pass to Fearing. sniffed out. He's able to avoid the first tackler, but very short gain. It'll set up 3rd and 7.
With the clock running.
Call it 3rd and 8.
Hear that home crowd stomping on the stands.
Play action. Maddock has time, throws long over the middle, wants Ullman, and a late flag. A late flag, and this is going to be 15 and a free first down for the Cardinals. Moore picking up his an interference call for the 2nd time in the game.
Pass interference on the defense, number 23. 15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
And that's a big break for the Cardinals.
That is a huge penalty.
Home crowd doesn't like the call, but
we'll get another look here.
Of course they would not. Hard to see from that angle where the contact began, but either way, it's now 1st and 10 for the Cardinals from the 32 instead of facing a 3rd and long.
Well, the referee
or
was
4th and long.
Referee was right there at the time, so you can trust his eyes on that one. Not something to say often about an official.
Well, whether you agree with them or not, their calls are typically final. They're not going to.
It's true.
They're not going to think about it and overturn themselves. 1st and 10 from the 32. Smith, the man in motion, shifting from left to right. Maddock looking to his left. Now steps up. He's going to run. He's headed for the sidelines. Wants to get some yardage, though. Cuts back in, stays inbounds, and then dives out after picking up a first down inside the 20-yard line.
Huge run from Maddock there. And again, getting out of bounds to stop the clock, but there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, that's going to be, based on the spot, it's going to be against Coon Rapids, and this is coming back. We've got a player down off on the sideline.
It's like a Prior Lake player down on the Coon Rapids side.
Bruce Suckup.
I got holding on the offense, number 74. 10 yards from the previous spot, replay first down.
Negates that huge run.
A holding that's 10 yards from the previous spot or 10 yards from the spot of the foul is what he meant to say, because they're marking it off from 3 yards deep. So Cardinals right back pretty much where they started before the pass interference. It'll push them back to the 46-yard line. So 1st and 24.
Minute 11.
Coon Rapids has 1 timeout remaining. But now a penalty after a broken play that Maddock turned into a solid gain, and it would have been a first down. And the penalties have been coming at very inopportune times for the Cardinals.
Oh, for both teams.
And Suckup still down on the far sideline. And that is not good news for Prior Lake, as he has been a big part of their defense. And a little shaken up, but able to walk back to his side.
Definitely taking him off the field here for this next play. .46 yards to the end zone, min 11 on the clock.
Yet another position they would really like to have number 2 on the field. If for nothing else but to draw a couple of defenders in his direction and open up more field for his teammates. But the Cardinals moving the ball without him, and they will have to. Fearing wants to pass, in trouble, runs, cuts back, and he's dropped for a loss.
11-2, the ball carrier, tackled by number 11.
That was going to be a halfback pass, but They were onto it all the way, loses 2 more, so 2nd and 26.
Cardinals lining up quickly here.
They got to hold on to that final timeout. Maddock rolling to his left, cuts back, finds a little bit of room, throws on the run. What a catch by Stockhausen, and out of bounds.
That was a huge grab. That gets him halfway to that first down marker. We'll see it again here, Joe.
Great move right there by Maddock. Good block in the backfield, I believe, by Nick Espinoza. Kept it legal, stayed in front, and a great catch by Logan Stockhausen. It'll be 3rd and 15 from the 37. Three receivers on the left side. Maddock rolling to his right. Throws it incomplete, out of bounds. And it all comes down to this, a 4th and long play for the Cardinals.
Second 4th down of this drive. And with that much yardage, the defense can kind of sit back in a little bit of a prevent. Definitely getting loud here in the home stadium.
Cardinals will use their last timeout here to make
Coon
sure
Rapids. That's the 3rd and final timeout of the half.
that they have the right play and everybody's on the same page. If you don't convert, the season is over.
Well, with 30 seconds on the clock, if you do convert and get tackled in bounds, you got to get up to that line. And I think just taking the timeout now gets your whole team on the page.
Fortunately for them, should they convert, in high school football, you do get a clock stoppage as they move the chains. And typically, the high school athletes can make it up to the line faster than the chain guys can move down the field. Typically. Not every time. Typically.
Well, again, just like you said, take that time out, make sure everybody's on the same page. They know what's happening both during the play and after.
Nothing against the guys who carry chains, because I have some very good friends who are on the chain gang, and I have great respect for those that stand along the sidelines. But typically the high school athletes are in better shape. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they're not carrying a chain. That's what it is. That heavy gauge chain they have out there.
4th and 15 for Coon Rapids. They trail by 7, and now a timeout by Prior Lake.
They got timeout. Prior Lake. That's the first of the half.
They know just how important this play is also to their season, so they want to make sure they are all on the same page.
Do you call that icing the quarterback?
You could. I don't know that you would. You would. I don't know if I would.
That's because I'm an amateur, Joe, and you're a professional.
I don't know that I'd go that far. I'm a little more seasoned amateur than you.
Isn't a professional just an amateur with more experience? And a paycheck.
I don't know if the paycheck can really determine my professionalism.
That's fair. That's fair. But hey, Coon Rapids in a position here in a playoff game that not a lot of people thought they'd be in coming in.
There were definitely prognosticators who would have considered this a game that should be easily taken by Prior Lake. Well, that has not been the case at all. 4th and 15. Maddock with time. Now Chase from the pocket. Runs to his right. Throws on the run. It is knocked away, incomplete. Ullman looking for a flag and will not find it. And the Lakers will be able to just come out and take a knee one time and move to the next round.
Cardinals turn over the ball on down. Laker football.
Well, the Cardinals defense definitely held the Lakers under their scoring potential and their rushing average today. Huge effort by them going up against this juggernaut of a rushing offense.
Absolutely. And they, again, as we were just talking about, kept it much closer than many would have expected. as the Lakers can come out in victory position. Take one snap. And Crosby kneels down, and that will take us to the final buzzer. It was an exciting one, and it stayed close start to finish. Coon Rapids had a couple of leads in that first half, but Prior Lake doing just enough to secure their position in the next round, and now just 4 wins away from a state championship.
Well, that next game for them puts them up against one of a number of teams, depending on how everything else shakes out.
See, and I was looking at it because it used to be in 6A, the first round sections crossed, but in the next round, they went back against their section rivals for the second round, and then it was remixed for the final 8. The way it's laid out on MSHSL, it would have them going up against the winner of East Ridge and Totino Grace, which East Ridge is the higher seed, the 3 seed out of Section 3, and Totino Grace the 6 seed out of Section 4. But it will end the Coon Rapids season, and it was a season, very exciting football season. They had some things happen this year that we have not seen in a very long time. They had a game where they recovered 2 consecutive onside kicks. They had 3 onside kick recoveries in the season. Just last week in the regular season finale, they had 6 interceptions. 3 of them returned for touchdowns, 3 by one athlete. Logan Ness had 3 interceptions and 1 of the touchdowns. Things like that you just don't see very often. We had the last second kick return at the end of a half by Cummings Coleman for 90-plus yards for a touchdown when the defense had just given up a hook and ladder play that was beautifully executed for a touchdown. With just a second left on the clock, you thought half was essentially over. Instead, Cummings Coleman with that 95, 96-yard return. So a lot of great things that came out of this season, and a lot of fun watching the way that they played.
And a huge effort to be applauded. Again, going up against a really tough order in stopping this rushing offense. And the Coon Rapids defense and offense definitely gave it their all tonight, and held the Lakers to 20 points.
Yep, they definitely held their own, and I think as they hang their heads thinking about what could have been, they can also hold their heads high in knowing that they leave this field having gained a lot of respect from their opponents that they didn't have when they came in.
Absolutely.
But that is just about to do it for us. I want to thank Jeremy Smith for stepping in for Howie Shapiro.
No question. I'll do it whenever you need me.
And we'll take a look at what we have for you. A whole lot of girls hockey as girls hockey gets the season started before everybody else in the winter. They'll open up against Blaine on the 10th, and we'll see them against Buffalo and also Centennial before the Thanksgiving holiday and the rest of the teams get into action. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final in the first round of the Class 6A football tournament. It's the Prior Lake Lakers moving on with a 20-13 win over the Coon Rapids Cardinals. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including our director, Neil Hennon, and Jeremy Smith. On the mic, I'm Joe Young saying good night.